Welcome! In this video, we're gonna talk about my makeup company.
What?
So yeah, I'm launching my own very small kind of indie makeup brand where I'm just making the shadows that I've been making for a few years now and I've been using in videos. So like now they will be available to you.
The things that I have made and use and wear all the time.
So like that's cool. I started making eyeshadows like 2 to 3 years ago.
Time.
And ever since it's been in my mind, maybe we should try to make and sell these for other people to use. But then like business stuff freaks me out and all that. But this year and right now I decided, hey, let's just take the plunge and give it a go. Let's see how it comes out. Let's do the things. So with that, I'm launching Cadaver Cosmetics.
The name is something.
I like that it makes you think of spoopy things. That's kind of like the brand is like just a fun little spoop. And it's also like makeup that kills.
Like you're gonna make everyone else be a cadaver because like your makeup is gonna kill them. Like that's the concept.
I wasn't sure if I was going to actually call the brand Cadaver Cosmetics when I actually made it a brand for people that wasn't just me, because that's how it's been for the last few years. It's just been a brand for me. That's it. Like I've made palettes and stuff, but
it's all just for me.
Like that was a joke I had in my mind. I was like, wouldn't it be hilarious and amazing if there was a makeup brand called Cadaver Cosmetics? Like wouldn't that be so great and like funny and like cool? So then I started making eyeshadows and I was labeling the ones I made for me as that, and it just kind of stuck. So like here we are, Cadaver Cosmetics.
Just trying to provide you with things that will help you serve ghoulish looks.
So like basically this video is to give you a little bit of a rundown of the brand, I guess. It's to show you what I'm going to have available, when it will be available, how much, that kind of stuff. And then I'm also going to throw in a little like demo type thing, which is just like a mini tutorial of the look I have on right now. Because today on the eyes, I used all shadows that will be available during the launch. So that's cool. These are shades that I really like. Some of them I've been playing around with them for years. Like I've had them, they're well loved. I've used them in videos, you know, it's just a fun time. So I went ahead and did a pretty chill look using actually the majority of the shades that will be available during the launch. This is kind of like my go-to situation. I just like switch out the colors every now and then. I used Paranormal in the crease because, you know, I just love a kind of red toned eye. That's my jam. And I foiled Subconscious on the lid for that very foiled rose gold look. And then I fully highlighted the entire face using Occult to get that cool green duochrome. And you know, all the stuff and the things. Also, I really love to use these duochrome sparkly type shadows to pop them onto the lip to create a kind of metallic finish on any lipstick of your choice. It adds a little bit of a sparkle, a shimmer, a shine, and the stuff. So like, let's get into the actual shades that I'm going to have available. So the way I have it is there's going to be some pressed shadows and then there's some loose foil shadows. So how it works is you get your pressed shadow and it comes in your standard like MAC size, which is 26 millimeters. It's a tin pan. They're ready to go into your magnetic palette so you can build up your own array of colors in any way you want it. That's also an easy way for me, since this is such a small operation, to keep it from being expensive, because packaging stuff in small amounts is like really expensive, and then it's also really expensive to get it in large amounts, but
wholesale stuff.
So it's easier this way. That way you can build what you want. You don't have to buy like a palette that might have colors that you don't really care about, or you have similar things. Maybe you only want 1 or 2 of the shades. That way you can pick what you want for you and you get to build your own experience. That's a great, easy solution to just keep it very customizable and accessible for everyone. Also, because this is a tin pan, which means it is ready to,
you know, click onto your magnets.
It also means that they can rust, so you don't want to like get them wet for any period of time. I mean, I'm not sure why they would be wet. I haven't had any issues with any rust happening on mine. Don't let them just sit in water and you're good. And then the loose foils come in a little sifter jar. They have a little sticker on top to make sure that they're like good for you in shipping, and that you know that they're not like being like touched and messed with after it is put into its little container and ready to go. So it's good and sealed and they're just ready to go. So this is the loose foils. I created the loose foil shades with foiling in mind, obviously. So you can apply them dry, just dipping in straight out of the jar and putting it onto into your eye or your face or whatever, but they were created with the intent of applying with a wet brush. That way you get the most foiled metallic look you can get out of it. That's how I use them. I use these all the time. The shade Phenomena, which is a bright orangey copper, I wear constantly. Like, it's almost ridiculous how often I wear this. Like, this has been my staple since October maybe of last year when I created it. I personally love it a lot. So what I like to do is I just use a kind of flatter, very synthetic brush, and then I just spray it with setting spray. The more wet, the more kind of metallic, but too wet is obviously gonna be like watery. A wet brush, dip it in, knock off any excess, and then put it on your eye, and you get this very foiled metallic shine. I love it. Is it weird to be obsessed with your own things? Probably, but like, I honestly do just love it a lot. So each shadow is going to be $5. That seems to be the kind of average for indie makeup stuff. Also, that works for me with the amount of product and pigments that have to go into it. So it's like supply wise, and then also like the labor, because every single thing is hand done by me, from creating the shades and listing them down in my Trapper Keeper to measuring everything out, getting it ready, mixing for production purposes, and then pressing.
I'm wearing like gloves and a mask and all the precautions and stuff.
And labeling and all that stuff, packing it up.
It's all just me.
Each one is vegan. I reformulated some of the colors to make sure that every single shade is vegan. That way they work for everybody. There's no issues there. And then I get all of my pigments and supplies and stuff from cruelty-free suppliers. So everything is cruelty-free, vegan, handmade.
Fancy. Amazing.
So I guess we'll go through a little rundown of the shades. When selecting them, I looked at the ones that I've made. I took a look at the ones I reach for the most, and I knew I wanted to use some of the duochrome kind of highlight glittery shades that I have made, because those were some of the first ones I made. That was like one of the main reasons why I wanted to start making these shadows. So I knew I wanted to include those in this little small launch. So I kind of built a collection or a palette around those. So I selected a shadow that kind of coordinated with each of the duochromes, and then they all work nicely together as a whole as well.
So like that's what he did.
So we have Lucifer, which is a red duochrome shift kind of highlightery shade. And then that pairs with Pentagram, which is this metallic red color. Ectoplasm, which is a purple violet duochrome situation. And then I paired that with Paranormal, which is a kind of reddened plummy color. It's like a satin finish with a slight blue and purple glow to it. I have it in the crease today. I really love it. It's like a slightly purple, slightly red situation. Next we have Apparition, which is a blue duochrome, and then that is paired with Spirit, which is this kind of super sparkly purpley mauve kind of tone, and it's just loaded with blue and purple and like red glitter in it. And then next up we have Occult, which is a green duochrome, and that is paired with Morbid, which is this reddened brown with a green shift to it. I really like to use that one foiled as well. So yeah, it's just a fun selection. And then when it comes to the loose foils, we have Subconscious, which is a metallic rose gold, and then we have Phenomena, which is that bright orangey copper. So each shade will be $5, and then I will have a coupon code which will be $5 off of 20 or more. So that basically equates to you buy 4 shadows and you get 1 free, so you pay for 3.
I thought that's a great thing. I always love coupon codes, so I thought why not do that.
And the code's gonna be Space Oddity. I'll have it like on the screen, like in the description stuff, because you know, launching, countdown, Bowie stuff. Like I said before, this is a super small operation. It's literally just me. So I have limited quantities of each shadow because I didn't want to make a whole lot and then
not do anything with it, basically.
It's just me making everything, so I didn't want to make too much. So this is like a test run, soft launch type of thing. If they sell well and people really like them, I will make more. And then I have tons and tons and tons of more shades that I can, you know, be releasing over time. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes, and I hope everyone likes the shadows as much as I do.
Also, like I couldn't make a ton because I am broke.
Support a struggling queer artist of color. Hi.
If I could, I would just give everybody all of the shades and stuff for free, but like, we live in a capitalist society, so like, I still have to rely on money, so.
If you're interested in any of the shades that I showed you and all that stuff, they'll be available on Friday, April 28th. And yeah, check Cadaver Cosmetics on Instagram. That's where all of the details will be posted. And once they are live and available, that's where the link will be and all that stuff. So, Ouija boards, get spoopy. We come in peace.
Subscribe for new videos whenever they get posted. Social media crap in the description. Okay, bye.
Boo. I made makeup and like now you can buy it.